Alright, hello everybody. I'm here today with Gillian Rees of Rees Communications, and she's going to present on how to build a happy, healthy business. Thank you very much for coming in today, Gillian.
Thanks for having me, Dana. Always happy to do any work with the Chamber. So welcome. Thanks, everybody, for joining us or for watching at a later date. That's always great, too. As Dana said, my name is Gillian Rees, and I am the co-owner of Rees Communications Integrated Marketing and Design here in KW with my husband. And we've been in business for about 11 years now. And I'm also a business coach, an entrepreneurial business coach, and that company is called Confident Entrepreneurs. So this type of webinar is right up my alley, stuff I love to talk about. So hopefully you'll find a few new ideas in the next hour, and as well I'm hoping to remind you of a few key things that I know you already know, but maybe aren't doing. So yeah, please, again, throughout the presentation, please feel free to type in your questions, and I'm happy to answer them as we go, or I can take some extras at the end. And you'll see my contact information at the end of the webinar as well, and I honestly mean it when I say please contact me if you have a quick question. Always happy to help business owners figure out what they're doing with their business, because it's important, and so if I can help in any way, happy to. Again, the title is How to Build a Happy, Healthy Business. My sort of, in my head, subtitle is From Scratch, if you're just starting out, or From Right Now, if you've had a business for a while. Maybe you just need a little kickstart, to get your business back on track or get yourself feeling better about where you're going. The key questions that we're going to cover today are not too numerous. First is about goals. Why will setting goals get you where you want to go? Next, we're going to talk a little bit about what makes your business unique. Well, I'm going to talk about what makes a business unique, and then I hope you'll fill in the blanks for yourself as you're listening. We are going to touch on, again, since your business is unique, we all know that your clients are unique as well. So we're going to help you craft a better idea of who your ideal clients are and why this is important. We're going to cover off a bit about what branding is and how you build and manage it, which will lead us into how to market yourself effectively, because I know with the work I do with entrepreneurs, they all know they need to market, but they're not necessarily sure how to do that, and it all just sounds a whole lot like money, money, money going out, but I'm promising you that that's not always the case, and we're going to give you a few tips on how to do that. And also, if you're going to spend the money, how to spend that money effectively and efficiently. And finally, we're going to end with who the 5 key people are that I think you need to help your business thrive. So I hope that this will be of interest to you, and we'll dig right in. First thing is my favorite topic, goals. I kind of make my friends a little sick of hearing about it because I always want to talk about what are their goals and what are they planning to do and how are they planning to get there, and they're probably secretly wishing I would shut up, and half the time they will tell me. But it's just, for me, one of the most important things that you can do in your business is to set yourself goals and set them frequently and often and regularly, and then touch base with them over and over again. The number one thing about setting a goal is to be really, really specific. I don't want to hear that you want to be more successful, because that's great, but it does not tell me anything. It doesn't tell you anything. It doesn't tell your brain anything. It doesn't tell the world anything. It's too vague. You need to be really specific. If this year you make $50,000 a year and next year you want to make $100,000 a year, that's what you write down. If you want to lose weight, you don't say, I want to lose weight. You say, I want to lose 17 pounds to be at my goal weight. It's just amazing how that specificity will help you actually reach the goal, because it just needs to be specific so you have something really concrete to work towards. Coaching clients ask me all the time, but am I not just making this up? Like, it feels weird to write down where I want to be in 10 years, or how much vacation I want to take, or how many free days I want in the year, how many employees I want. What's the point? It's just making it up. But the thing is, it's really not. It's really, you do have an idea of where you want to go. You do have an idea of what your goals are. And writing them down and being really specific just helps you engage with them in a different way. Writing them down is the most important thing also. You can't have more than one most important thing, but they're all most important. It makes your ideas concrete. It actually manifests somewhat of that goal right out of the gate. When you write it down, you're making it real in a very differently tangible way than just thinking about it. Again, also writing it down means that you can then check back about it. But if you just have it in your head, you might forget exactly what it is you thought of or what you were thinking about, what you're working towards. And writing it down and posting it somewhere you can see is going to help you just make it a reality very quickly. Having a goal gives you something to work towards. I would like to be a better runner. Okay, that's a great idea, but I would like to be able to run 10 kilometers is a much better goal. It's more specific. It gives you now something to work towards, because I want to be a better runner. Well, you know, when you don't feel like getting up tomorrow and going for your daily run, then you don't really have a reason to get out of bed, because you're like, well, I'll be a better runner tomorrow. But if I want to be able to run 10 kilometers by Father's Day, that tells you you need to do a certain amount of work in that time. So again, you know, being specific is really important. Otherwise, you're kind of meandering around on this goal journey without clear end results. Thinking about your goals, writing them down, talking about them with your friends and colleagues, it engages your brain in a really unique way. It gets you kind of fired up again. And so I really suggest for business owners who are feeling maybe a little lethargic about their business, or you're just not feeling the passion they might have had when they started their business, start with goals. Come back to goals. Look at your business and give yourself some goals in the business that you want to work towards. And all of a sudden, the business hasn't changed, but your attitude towards it has, and you get excited about it in a different way. Having goals and writing them down keeps you focused. Again, if you plan to run 10 kilometers by Father's Day and it's, you know, April, you're going to, you know, hopefully come up with a plan, schedule your workouts. You might change the way you're eating. You might join a running group. You're going to just come at it with much more energy, enthusiasm, and intent than you do when it's just, I want to be a better runner, or I would like to be in better shape. Too vague. Having your goals, again, very specific, can help actually eliminate some of the doubt in our lives. Something I see business owners struggle with a lot, myself included, is just, what do I do next? Am I doing the right thing? How do I know if this is really the best idea for my business, etc.? There's a lot of questions always kind of going through. When you have a goal, if you want to grow your business, you know, if you want to double your business in the next 2 years, you now have a lot of questions answered for you, right? Because if I want to grow my business, do I need to market? Yes. If I want to grow my business, do I need to hire more people to handle the work that's going to come in? Yes, et cetera, et cetera. It takes away that kind of wishy-washy, I'm not sure, and doubt. And of course, that helps you make decisions more easily. If you've decided that next month, for example, you would like to sign 3 new clients and you'd like them all to be worth about $10,000 to your business. If a week from now, somebody approaches you who sells magazine ad space and they say to you, I have this great deal, it's 50% off, you can get these wonderful ads, full page for just a fraction of the price, do you want to advertise with me? If that magazine is not targeting your ideal $10,000 clients, the answer is very clear very quickly, no. Because I'm not going to put money into something that's not going to help me achieve my goal. And it just, having that clarity is really, really valuable as a business owner, because clarity is something that we all struggle with. And finally, you may not believe me, but having goals will impress your clients as well as other people, even if you don't tell them about it. There is a purposefulness and an energy and a momentum to people who are working towards something, to working towards bigger, better, more efficient, faster, thinner, healthier, whatever it is. You want to be around people that are driven like that, as long as it's, you know, not obsessive drive. You want to be around somebody who has energy and who brings energy to what they're doing. And clients are no different. Clients want to work with people who are motivated and energetic, and having goals in your personal and professional life can help really just foster that within you, and that's one of the things that are going to attract your ideal client to you.
Gillian, do you have any
Next, we're going to talk about...
Do you have any suggestions as to how to follow up with your goals? Like maybe set timelines or a month from now check in?
Absolutely. Great. Thank you. Yeah. If you can, if it's possible to attach a date to the goal, that is always really, really helpful because, again, that makes it more measurable. Also having, let your husband know, let your business partner know, let your, project manager know, whoever it is, let other people know as well so that they're accountable, or hold you accountable. The writing it down, I think, is really important, and then posting it somewhere that you can see it. Or having it in your, scheduling it in your calendar to check back into goals, at the end of every month. Absolutely. The more you look at it, the more you are paying attention to it, the more you're going to kind of invest in that journey, and absolutely. I'm always surprised for myself. I will write down all these goals, and there's usually 8 or 9 of them for business. And then I typically, don't do what I say to do. I put it in a folder somewhere. And when I had a home office, I would pin it up. But now I don't necessarily want people to see my goals because I'm a little bit like, well, they're going to think, who am I? But I'm always surprised when I do go back and check it how far along I am in my goal setting. I'm always shocked because to me, I set them and then I don't really think about them. But it's amazing, again, how making it concrete and writing it down really does help propel you towards the end results. But yeah, absolutely, whatever is comfortable. If you're the type of person who likes daily reminders, set a daily alert on your phone. You could set it as your screensaver so that every time you log into your computer, you see, oh, this is my big goal for this year or this quarter or this month. Yeah, great question. Did that answer it?
I did, thank you.
Okay, thanks. One of the other things that I find business owners do struggle with a little bit is the sense of competition that is out there in the world. And, if you come up with any business, name any business, and we could probably show you 5 other businesses similar to them, probably within walking distance, and, worldwide 5,000. With the global marketplace, there seems to be a lot greater sense of competition than there ever has been. But one of the joyful things in business is that what makes your business different is you. You are unique. If you are unique. There's nobody who does what you do the way you do. There are 101 ways, literally, to make a grilled cheese sandwich. And, in Kitchener-Waterloo alone, we could all probably name 5 or 6 different places to get a grilled cheese sandwich. I know Vincenzo's does them on Wednesdays, for example. And if it's a Wednesday and you're hungry and you want to get a grilled cheese sandwich and you go through those 5 different places you can get one, what makes you go to one restaurant or cafe over another? There's going to be something different about each one of them. And typically it is the business owner themselves. The way they deal with their whole business is going to be really, really unique. It's partly where they're located too. Where did they decide to open their restaurant? And someone who lives and works or lives downtown might have focused on the downtown core because they really love it and they spend a lot of time there and they want to be where they feel comfortable. And so that tells you a lot. The atmosphere in their cafe or comes from them and what they feel was the most appropriate. Their clientele is going to be unique because the way they've run their business has attracted a unique clientele, and so maybe you just like the people that hang out there, and so that's where you're going to choose to go. They may have really, really exceptional staff. All these things make a decision. It might just be that their pickles are the best pickles, and the grilled cheese is okay, but the pickles are really, really why you're going. So, there's always something unique about your business, and as a business owner, it's really important to understand that fully. And there are lots of different ways you can do that. There are books you can buy that will help you walk through it. There are online programs you can take. A good business mentor or business coach will definitely help you with that first thing, because for me, it's one of the main things that you need to understand about yourself and your business is what is it exactly that is setting you apart, and really then valuing what it is that is setting you apart. Because oftentimes what makes us special is easy for us, and so we don't necessarily value it, or we think, well, everybody has this level of taste, so it's not going to be special that, you know, we have great lighting or great couches or whatever. But it really, really is what sets you apart. So understanding that and then valuing it is, for me, a real key to having a happy and healthy business. I think I'm going to touch on that last point, or that differentiate yourself through service, next. But, you know, being real to who you are, being authentic, being you is so important. Once you figure out what it is that makes you special, do not compromise that for anybody, because there are always going to be people who don't get it. There are always going to be people that want you to be cheaper, or they want you to give more, or they want you to use a different brand of cheese or bread or pickle or whatever it is, or they don't like the condiments because they're too spicy, or, you know, somebody is always going to have something that isn't perfect for them. But if you stay true to who you are, the people who belong with you will find you. And it's about really, you know, playing to those strengths and not compromising. Part of playing to your strength as a business owner for me is doing what you are good at. So if you are just exceptional at cooking, for example, let's keep going with the grilled cheese scenario, then you don't want to spend 90% of your time doing books and trying to run a marketing campaign and run your Facebook page and dealing with HR issues and supplier issues, etc. You want to find other team members and hire people who are really, really exceptional at those jobs, because if you're really, really great at cooking and not so good at those other things, you need to focus on what you're good at. You need to focus on the cooking part. And a lot of business owners, especially when we're starting and money is tight, etc., we do it all. But then we have a really bad habit of holding on to it all, because we get comfortable with the way we do things and we think only we can do it, even if we're really not that great at it. And so I challenge you to ask yourself, if I hired an employee to do all the things that I'm doing, and they did the just barely good enough job that I do at these items, would I hire them, or would I keep them on? Probably not. And yet we do hold on to them as business owners as part of our daily regime, and you know, part of the way to grow your business, definitely, as well as just to be happier in your business, is to let go of those things that you do not enjoy, or that you plain just hate doing and procrastinate doing. And there's always ways to find somebody else to help you, even if it's trading service, if you don't have a lot of money. There are ways around it. And especially as you're starting to grow your business, you want to be really strategic about bringing people on to fill in the holes where you're not really great at it. Part of you know, really honoring and appreciating what's different about you is to talk about it. You know, if you're advertising your great grilled cheese, you know, in a paper where 5 other people are talking about their great grilled cheese, saying we have great grilled cheese sandwiches is just not going to cut it. That doesn't tell me anything. Telling me that you're the best does not tell me anything. I can't make a decision based on that. But if you tell me you have the best pickles, you have 18 different condiments for the side, you hand cut your kettle chips in-house, and by the way, we have the comfiest chairs, that's going to stand out to me. That gives me a good amount of information to make my decision. And so you want to talk about what it is that makes you different. Even if it's location, even if it's price, whatever it is, whatever you've settled on, then that's what you talk about. You choose a message, a strong message, a concise, clear message, and you repeat it. And you give it time. You can't say it once and then say, oh, nobody heard me. You have to keep with it. And it also means that if somebody comes and wants to interview you and wants to write an article, you make sure that that message, what's different about you, what's unique about you, gets into the article. Don't let them talk about average things or things that everybody else does, because it's not going to serve you. So really fiercely protect what is unique about you, because that really is what makes your business special. And we're going to pop back up to the second point, which is differentiating yourself through service. You know, there is just nothing that will grow your business and get you customer loyalty like good customer service, because you can screw up my order 4 times in a row, but as long as the service is amazing and you apologize nicely and you make me feel good about it, I will forgive you. Right? And If every time I come in you remember my name and you ask me about my dog because I brought him in once, or my son or my husband, that's going to stand out to me. If you go over and above for a client, even once, but better yet consistently, you're going to build loyalty in a totally unshakable, unbreakable way. Good service does not go out of fashion. The lighting that you use, the colors that you've used, the font you've even used in your logo, that will come and go in fashion, but customer service doesn't ever. It's just one of those things that people appreciate, are drawn to, are attracted to, and will talk about once they leave your shop or your store. So, part of what makes you unique is the way you treat your customers, and your own personal brand of service is going to be unique to you. So when you're hiring people, you want to make sure that they are in line with the way you service people, and yeah, everybody connected with your business needs to know that that's your priority and then needs to support it. Next, we are going to talk about ideal clients. And they love these people sitting there holding hands in their bakery. Adorable. There is someone for everyone. And really it comes down to, again, you're unique and they are unique. Your customers are unique. Your ideal customer is not everybody, typically. It's just not. You have very specific ideas about who you want to serve and who your market, who your product is useful to, etc. And again, as you want to be really clear in your own mind about what makes you unique, you also want to be crystal clear about who your ideal customers are. What makes them unique? Maybe they are dog lovers. Maybe they are people over the age of 65. Maybe they are people who practice yoga regularly and are vegans. Maybe they are young married couples with small children. Maybe they're people who really appreciate great design and are willing to spend a lot of money to get a product that is designed really well as functional. You'll know, you have an idea, obviously, but I just really encourage you to think about it constantly and really take kind of your business temperature if you've been in business a while, and make sure that who you started out with as ideal clients are actually still your ideal clients, because it tends to shift over time and with fashion and fads and changing generations, etc. So you want to keep current in that thought of who am I really serving? Who do I really want to serve? Especially if you're looking to grow your business as well. If you're always been serving, our business went through this where we really only served very small businesses for a long time, usually solopreneurs, small B&Bs and things like that. And over the last 10, 11 years, it's really shifted, and now we deal with a lot larger clients. But at some point, I had to really make that very mental decision that these were the clients that we now wanted to serve. And it meant that slowly we stopped serving smaller clients, and as our bigger clients, larger clients, increased in number, and and our pricing changed with it as well, right? So it's a transition, but you want to be aware of it. And when you understand who your unique clients are, it stops you from trying to please everyone, because pleasing everyone basically just means that you will do what pleases the average person or the most people. And that may be where you're interested in being, because it's a numbers game for you and that's what you want, and that's great. But for most businesses, we just find that is not a great philosophy. If you are really specific, then you will target your marketing, you will target your messaging, you will target your services specifically to them, which will please them, over and above the average. If you're middle of the road, it's easy for people just to go, not today, or no, I don't feel like getting in the car and driving all that way, etc. Whereas if you have something that's really unique that they can only get with you, they're going to make that effort to come out and see you. They're going to choose you again and again and again over all the other options. One of the ways, again, to find out who your unique clients are is to actually ask them. Ask your favorite clients. Ask, the top 100 on your list or the top 3 on your list, who they really are. Find out more about them. You can do this through surveys. You can do this through asking them out for coffee. It depends on your business, of course, but there are a myriad of ways to do it. Social media, obviously, is great. You can have a really good idea of who they are by seeing what other pages they like, etc. You can also do some trial ads through Facebook, particularly because there just is great targeting metrics within Facebook. So you can really get specific to women between 35 and 45 who read a lot, if that is who you think your target marketing is, and then you see what kind of a result you get from your ads. And but really, again, it's just vital to understand your business as fully as you can, because it allows you to make decisions, again, that are going to support your business, and you're not going to then advertise where your ideal clients aren't. You want to know from them, where do they hang out? Are they more Twitter-based? Are they more Facebook-based? Or are they only on LinkedIn, and that's it? Is Pinterest something they're interested in? Do they all go to the Princess Cinemas in Uptown Waterloo? Well, then that would be a great place for you to advertise. Do most of your ideal clients belong to the Chamber of Commerce? Then I would suggest you invest in advertising with the Chamber of Commerce and get out there and network at all these great events, because that is where your ideal customer maybe lives or hangs out. Any questions about ideal clients? If not, I'm going to move on, but feel free to pop in if you have a question. We're going to talk a little bit about branding, and again, this is all part of your ideal client, as well as what makes you unique. These are things that will help you really solidify your branding. I'm going to cover quickly about what I perceive branding to be, because it's a bit of a moving target. It seems to change depending on what the current theme is for branding. But for me, it is really just the overarching feeling that people get about your business. When you hear a certain business name, what immediately pops into your head? What is your initial response, reaction, thought about that business? Is it warm fuzzies? Is it ooh, yuck? Is it, oh, they're expensive? Or, oh, they're the best. I just love their, face cream, or whatever it is. You have a really visceral reaction to a name, to a logo, to an ad or something. You do know what people's branding is, even if you can't describe it really accurately. So anything in your business that will cause somebody to feel or think something about your business, to me, is part of your branding. So again, customer service, type of people you hire, where you market your business, what does your logo look like, what are the color schemes in and outside of your shop, what's the music always playing, These things are all part of your brand. And there's a physical side of your brand, which again is logo, website, advertising, business card, rack cards, brochures, banner stands. Those are all physical items that involve branding. But your brand in general is just the goodwill that your business has, the feeling and emotions that people have about your business, the reputation that you have in the community. That's all part of your brand. So you, again, I keep coming back to clarity and specificity, but you want to be really clear and really specific in your own mind and in your own company what your brand is, so that you can make sure that every decision you now make within your company is in line with that branding. Because when branding gets muddy and confusing, people won't trust because they're confused and they're not sure, or they can't make a quick decision because they have to do more research to figure out if you're a right fit for them. So the more clear and specific your branding is, your overall brand story is, the more people are going to be able to respond quickly and honestly to what you're telling them. So really, when you think about your business, really think about how you want people to feel when they hear your name. How do you want them to feel when they're sitting in your restaurant? How do you want them to feel while you're cutting their hair? Or, if you're a cleaning company, you've gone in and cleaned their office and they come in the next morning, maybe you have a little signature thing that you do to let them know that you were there, and that, again, makes them smell the great lemon scent, and they look around and think, oh, they do such a great job, and they leave me a cookie on my desk, whatever it is. These things are all part of your branding. With branding, consistency and repetition is key. People need to hear things more than once. They just do. And you want to be as consistent as possible in your messaging. So, that can be manifested as, a series of ads that all have the same the same feel and look to them. It could be, consistency in service. I worked at TD Canada Trust when I was younger, and when it was just Canada Trust, and as tellers, they all had to say thank you for your business when they concluded a transaction. None of them liked saying it. They all had to say it. But the thing is, when I go into TD Canada Trust now and somebody says that, it actually, I feel a certain way about it. I just think, I know that they're told to say it, but I know it comes from a company philosophy of we really do value our clients. And that makes me feel good. And so you just want that consistency. And when I hear it again and again and again when I go in, I start to notice and take note that, wow, this is part of what they're telling me every single time. So that consistency is really important. And along with that consistency is really controlling what the conversation is. If your brand is all about feel and story and messaging, then you want to be sure that you're a part of that. One of the main reasons why we encourage clients to get involved in social media is particularly for that. Even if you don't want to be selling on social media or really promoting your business, it's really, really important that you're there and at least listening to what people are saying. Because if you're not giving out the story yourself, somebody else will start talking about your brand in whatever way they choose. And you do not want to give that kind of power over to somebody who is not invested in your business and in your, and looking towards your business's best interests. So, it's great to be on Twitter or Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, LinkedIn, and make sure that, if somebody does make a comment about your business, that you're able to go and either correct it or reconfirm it. And better yet, to be involved in the conversation before it even starts and be talking about your business and make sure that people are understanding who you are and what you stand for and what your values are and why you are good at what you are good at. These are important conversations to be having, and a good marketing company and a good mentor, Chamber of Commerce, all these great people in the community will help you with ways to do that. Dana, do you have a question?
I do. How did you know?
I could hear you.
Oh, I was going to ask, is there any specific mediums you would suggest starting out with? Like, do you think that maybe Twitter is preferred, or should people kind of start with advertising in a magazine? Like, where do you begin, really, or where would you suggest kind of small businesses start out?
Yeah, that is a great question, and it's kind of a loaded question because my answer has to be it's really specific to each business, because it depends on, on your business itself. If you are a tailor in Uptown Waterloo, where are you getting most of your business from? That would be the first thing I would ask, really, right, is when clients come in and you haven't met them before, say, oh, how did you hear about me? And if the consistent answer is Twitter, then you probably want to be on Twitter. If the consistent answer is, oh, I just heard about you from a friend, or I asked people on Facebook and they all said you, then maybe you need to have a Facebook page so that, again, people can link to you. Does that make sense? So I think, yeah, probably I would start with asking your clients currently where they've heard about you, or even where they hang out, where are they doing their social networking. And then, unfortunately, not unfortunately, but part of it with marketing is it's trial and error. You have to, there's lots of research you can do to find out where it's best for you, but then it's also just jumping in and trying it and seeing what the results are. But yeah, really, the theory is, for me, it's layering. It's, every opportunity you get to talk about your business, you want to do that. But if you don't have a huge marketing budget, then social media is your best bet because it allows you for free to get into the community and to start, talking and promoting yourself. If you do have the money to budget for marketing, then it's looking at exactly that. It's where is it best suited to you based on your ideal clients and budget, and and aligning yourself with the types of publications that are going to support the quality of your business.
Okay, great.
Thank you. That's a good question. And actually, thank you, Dana. That leads me right into my next point, which is when you're thinking about crafting your brand and managing it, you really want to be sure that every single person you put your name beside is in keeping with your brand, because there is nothing worse than having a high-end business. So say you sell, pretty expensive designer clothing, and then advertising in a penny saver. A, why would you do that? Because your ideal clients probably aren't looking in the penny saver if you're, you know, a luxury brand. And B, it actually degrades the brand story that you're telling. If you're telling people that you're high-end but you're advertising in a cheaper magazine, it's confusing and it's going to dilute the brand that you're trying to build. So really it's looking for people who are like you and who have the same either values or goals or complementary services, etc., and aligning yourself with them to help strengthen your brand. You know, sort of, you know, you get all the goodwill from their business onto your business because you're seen as a partner and vice versa. And then you also need to look at who you need to keep your distance from. You don't want to invite you know, a financial advisor who you don't agree with or who doesn't practice the way you would service your clients, but then invite them to come and do a seminar to your clients. You just wouldn't do it. And obviously that's, you know, a pretty obvious choice or obvious example, but I think it's just you need to weigh that out every single time. If you're looking for some networking opportunities, you don't want to network, you know, in a place where your ideal clients aren't, because then if they see on Twitter that you're out networking over there, they're going to think, well, why are they there? That doesn't really match up, you know, with their brand. If you're looking for big businesses and you want to be dealing with CEOs and CFOs of those businesses, you're probably not necessarily going to go to the Chamber Young Professionals networking event. Doesn't mean you shouldn't, but at the same time, you want to think about where your ideal client is and where your brand is going to best be represented so that your story is consistent and clear. Okay, I'm going to keep going. Sorry, I'm talking slower than I thought. Effective marketing comes next. And again, we've touched on a lot of these points, but it really, you know, for marketing, I get this question like we just brought out, you know, it's where should I be and what should I be doing and where should I be putting my money, and, you know, it's a lot, there's a lot of questions surrounding it. For me, effective marketing is marketing that, you know, is going to have the best impact, right? The best bang for your buck, the best return on investment, obviously. But marketing itself is really anything where you have the opportunity to tell somebody about your business. So for me, marketing is, you know, I'm at Sears buying a new fridge and stove for our new house, and I talk about my business to the person who I'm talking to. It just comes up quite naturally, and sometimes I really kind of slip it in there, because to me, it's one more person who now knows about my business and who might have somebody that they know who they can refer to me. So marketing is anything that you do that introduces people to your business or reintroduces them to your business or your product or your offering. One of the reasons, again, why we want to understand clearly who your unique clients are, who your ideal clients are, is because then you can market just to them. You know, marketing to everybody is not effective. It really isn't. The more specific you can be with each of your campaigns even, you know, if this is a special deal, who is this really, you know, designed for, then market to them where they are. Don't market to all of your clients if 90% of your clients aren't going to be interested. Why would you waste your time with that or your efforts? Market specifically to the people who you know would be a good fit. You know, really think about where your message is going to be heard. If you know that your clientele is all fairly well off, well educated, culturally inclined, then to me, the Symphony would be a great place to find them. Again, Princess Cinemas, because they, you know, they have all these great documentaries and kind of highbrow films. My friends call smart people movies. You know, that's where your ideal client is hanging out. So where your message is being heard is really important. You might not want to put your messaging on a rock station if your ideal client is older and more, you know, more likely to be listening to classical music. You know, and that's just basic good sense, which I know you all know already. One of my, I think, great pieces of advice that I give, especially small business owners, is set a budget. I don't care if your budget is $100 a year. Set it at the beginning of the year. You need to know what you're willing to invest in your business for marketing. Otherwise, as opportunities come up during the year, it's sort of reactionary, right? You get caught unawares and you think, oh, yeah, that is a good opportunity. I don't know if I can afford it, and you start to crunch numbers, but then there's always a deadline. And I have clients come to me in a panic a lot saying, I don't know, is this a good fit? I don't know. And I'll say to them, well, what's your budget for the year? Oh, I don't have one. I'm like, okay, because if you had one, then you would know, right? If your budget is $1,000 and this offer is $3,000, there's your answer. No, I can't afford it. That's not what I've set aside. But if you've set aside $1,000 for marketing and you're 3/4 of the way through the year and you haven't marketed, then you can say, okay, now I'm going to focus and I'm going to apply that money somewhere because I've earmarked it. I think it's important and I'm going to do it. You can also set, a time budget instead of a financial budget. Social media is marketing. There is, plenty opportunities to market yourself for free online, but it's not really free because it costs you time. So I encourage clients to also set a time budget for their marketing. So they know that, out of my 40-hour or my 60-hour work week, I'm going to put 5 or 6 hours towards marketing. And that for me means networking, breakfast meetings with key clients or just key influencers in your realm, time I spend on Facebook, all that kind of stuff. So, really budget out everything involved in your marketing and really, again, try to look for creative places to market yourself that might not cost you money if money is an issue. There's lots and lots of ways to do contra, to trade services with somebody. So maybe you know somebody who runs a little online magazine. Say, if you give me an ad, then I will do your bookkeeping for a month, kind of a thing. So there are lots of creative ways to do that. And again, but don't do things for free if they're not going to be effective, because then you're wasting your time and your energy marketing to people who maybe don't want to hear from you. This is kind of funny. I was looking at my slides again this morning, and I wrote these up a couple of weeks ago, and I thought, oh my gosh, what is the secret? I don't remember what I was going to talk about, but it came to me, and we've talked about it earlier in our slides, and that is just great customer service. You can never go wrong just over serving someone. You just can't. We're a marketing communications company, and we do not market at all. Our business for 11 years has always been referral-based, and that's because I like to tell our clients, we just love the stuffing out of our clients. We just go over and above every opportunity we can because that's how we run our business. That's what's important to us. That's what makes us happy. And it returns crazy great dividends because they all refer us a ton, and we really, really appreciate it. And then our ideal clients are referring us to more ideal clients. So, for me, my marketing budget is actually a physical budget that actually goes back into doing extra work for free for clients. Rather than going back to a client saying that's going to be an extra $1,000, I'll just swallow it, so to speak, and just, do it for free because I know that they're going to appreciate it and I know that they're going to refer me. So for me, customer service, absolutely cannot go wrong. Okay, quickly, the 5 people who I think you need on your team. A couple are pretty obvious: knowledgeable and helpful accountant. You cannot underestimate the knowledge that these people have and can give to you, so take the time to find somebody who's a really good fit for you. Don't work with an accountant who you don't understand. If you don't understand what they're saying, then they're probably not a good fit for you. Find somebody who will explain in a way that you can understand, because you need to understand what's going on financially in your business, and you need an accountant and a savvy bookkeeper to help you with that. You just don't ever want to take your eye off the ball. I can't believe the amount of business owners I know who cannot tell me the difference year over year in their income or their profits or their billables, etc. And I don't really know how you can run a business and not understand those things, because you need to be seeing what your business is doing from every angle. So make sure that you have those people in your back pocket. This is shameful self-promotion. Business coach or mentor. Find somebody who has been there, who's done it, who can help you, who can inspire you, who can give you a kick in the pants when you need it, who can, you can learn from their experience rather than learning it the hard way. Most people I know who work with a business coach, myself included, will tell you, I wish I'd done it earlier. And I wish I had done it earlier. I wish I had done it the first day I opened my business, because it would have made such a difference. And so definitely get an expert in your corner if you can. Supportive peers. You need to surround yourself with people who know that you can do it, who will tell you can do it and tell you that you're doing a great job, who will give you positive but honest feedback. You need that. There are a million people in the world who will tell you, no, no, that's too hard. Why are you bothering? Why do you work all the time, etc. What you need is a core group of people, and you can find them at chamber networking events. You can find them online. LinkedIn groups are great. You know, there are some private Facebook pages that come out of some programs that, you know, you can find a really great core of people. I'm in regular contact with people in Australia and England and the Ukraine, and we all just share our business struggles and stories with each other, and it's really, really helpful on a Monday morning when a client's freaking out, right? Like, it's just, you need that. So do what you can to find that. And if, you know, for example, you're a photographer, don't just hang out with other photographers. Please hang out with other business owners. They're going to give you insight into your business that you can't get from another photographer. So it's great to have your peer-to-peer within your own niche, but you also need peer-to-peer outside of that. And finally, you know, this could be anything. Fill in the blank here. If you are working hard at your business and you want to grow your business, you need help. You need support. And don't try to be everything to everybody. Make sure that, you know, if you can pay somebody $30 an hour to clean your house and you make $60 an hour working with clients, then pay them $30 and go and make that $60 with that free hour. Get somebody to walk your dog. Hire a personal assistant. There are some great virtual assistant companies where you can hire it for an hour a week or 2 hours a week. And they do all that online research for booking plane tickets and, you know, coordinating with your family for who's coming for Thanksgiving or whatever. It's just this kind of time saving and stress relief will just help you catapult your business to another level. All right, to wrap up, we have some final thoughts. Let's see. Just remind yourself, whether you're starting now or you started 10 years ago, that every business started somewhere. Every successful business, because people love to tell me, oh, you know, isn't it true that 60% of businesses fail within the first 3 years or whatever the number is? And I just always say, oh, and then look at all the businesses that have been in business for 100 years, or 50 years, or 10 years, or 5 years. There are a ton of them out there. We all started somewhere. So wherever you are starting from is good enough. Just have the resources in your corner to help you grow. If you're in the middle of a growth cycle or a down cycle, etc., every business goes through it. Again, this is why you really need to have that peer-to-peer with other business owners, especially not just business owners who are just starting. If you're just starting, you need every kind of timeline represented in your network so that you can learn from them and they can encourage you when things are tough and say, you know what, my business went through that as well, and look how much better it is now. Again, surround yourself with support. That's what you need. And I have to say, another plug for the Chamber is a great place to do this. You know, I have never ever been to an event with the Chamber where I haven't met really supportive, lovely people who are really excited to hear about my business and vice versa. So make sure you're getting out there and talking to people and connecting. A big one for me, celebrating your wins. It's so easy to look at your to-do list from yesterday and say, I got nothing done. But you probably haven't written down all the great things you did accomplish. So you need to really celebrate that. And one of the things I do every single morning is write down 3 things that I'm excited that I accomplished yesterday. Because I need to start with that mindset of I'm doing a good job. Because it's tons of things will tell me I'm not. I need to be telling myself I am. And again, one of the reasons why I do this is to protect my confidence. Your confidence as an entrepreneur is one of the key factors in your success. So make sure you are doing things in your life that build your confidence. Try something new, learn a new skill, meet new friends, whatever it is, and stay away from things that detract from your confidence, that kind of knock you down a peg. Maybe it's kind of getting rid of one of those friends that just is really negative around you and makes you feel awful. Maybe it is firing your client who is nothing but a hassle, because if they're dragging you down, how are you going to then go out and sell yourself confidently to build your business? You can't do it. So you need to make some of these tough decisions. And then finally, depending on where you are in your entrepreneurial journey, it's really owning a business is about freedom, not just responsibility. So I would love you to do a little quick self-check and remind yourself, see whether or not you're taking some of that freedom. Have you taken a day off lately? Are you working all hours and all days of the week? Have you taken a vacation in the last 6 months? Really check in and see, because you know we work hard for a long time for a reason. to get freedom. But a lot of times our business starts to run us and we're not taking that time and we're not really reaping the rewards. So we need to challenge ourselves to do that. Finally, c'est moi. If you have any questions, love to answer them. Feel free to email me or connect with me on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. Always available. Give me a ring and or message me. And any questions at the moment? Dana, thanks for having me. This has been fun.
Yes, thank you. This was awesome. I don't see any questions at this side here, so if there are any questions, feel free to email myself or Gillian. She can, I'm sure she'll be more than happy to answer them for you. And we'll be posting this webinar online, so you can pass it along to anybody that you feel could value from it. So thank you very much, and thanks a lot, Gillian. Hope you have a great day.
Thanks, Dana. You too. Bye.